What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Growl. And this is part 2 of the playoff pictures. I'm getting to the NFC. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the new year. I'm excited about what this year has in store for us. Hopefully, everything gets a little better. But we do have some big plans for the channel moving forward. But besides that, let's get into this playoff picture. Like I said, the NFC was a lot more, had a lot more different scenarios that could play out. So I saved this one for last. So let's not waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get into the teams that already clinched. Starting off with the Packers at the 1 seed, the Saints sitting at the 2 seed, the Seahawks sitting at the number 3 seed, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who currently sit at the 5 seed. Those are the only teams right now that actually have a spot clinched at this moment. So I just want to talk about the scenarios with those top 3 teams because basically the Bucs are stuck at the 5 seed because they're not able to win their division, but they did clinch a playoff spot. So with the first seed, it could end up getting lost by the Packers if they were to lose this week. The Saints pull off a win, Seahawks win, then that moves the Saints into the number 1 seed. So, you know, me being the Saints fan that I am, I'm rooting for the Seahawks this week, and I'm rooting for the Bears this week. Long as the Saints, handle business, we should be able to get that bye week. And trust me, we really, really need it. As far as the Seahawks position, they could get the 1 seed if they can win this game, and they need the Packers to lose or the Saints to lose or have a tie. So that's a scenario where that could play out, and the Saints will get it if, like I said, the Saints win this game, Packers lose, and the Seahawks win, we move up into that bye week. So that's pretty much the only scenarios. It's just that in the AFC side, the Chiefs already clinched that bye week in week 17. For the NFC, it's still up for grabs. So like I said, with the only other team that's clinched is the 5 seed, and that's the Buccaneers. So yeah, these teams still have some things to play for this week. Okay, and moving on from there, before we get into the wild card round, we still have an entire division that's up for grabs, which is the NFC East in week 17. And all these teams, they play each other basically in this last week. So currently right now, Washington sits at the 4 seed with the lead in the NFC East. So what they would have to do playing the Eagles this week, because the Eagles are the only team that's officially eliminated from contention. With them playing the Eagles this week, if they get a win, that's it. They win the division, and they'll be going to the playoffs. It's probably going to be it's not going to be as easy as they think because, they had the situation with Haskins getting released. Not to say if he was dead, it would help any, but they have a quarterback issue. So Jalen Hurts has been playing pretty good, so they're not promised to win that game. So, yeah, it's basically they hold their own destiny to get into the playoffs. Just get a win and you're in. The next team after them following is the Cowboys, who sit at 6-9. And if they beat the Giants and Washington lose, then the Cowboys will be the division leader, and they will be the team hosting a playoff game at 7-9 from the NFC East. And the Giants, who sit at 5-10 right now, they still actually have a chance to make the playoffs. If they beat Dallas and Washington loses, it's pretty much that it's going to be them too. They're going to be the ones to, sorry, I'm speaking all over the place. The Giants will be the one to host win the NFC East. Like I said, the Eagles are the only team that's officially eliminated, so we can't call it yet. My guess is I've been rooting for the Giants a lot because I like how that team's been looking this season. I think they have a bright future ahead of them, but if I had to be honest, I really see that this going to the Cowboys. They have been playing pretty good next to Washington, two teams in that division that's been kind of hot lately. And I think Dallas might have enough to pull a win off against the Giants this week. As for Washington, if Alex Smith was healthy and playing, then I'll give this division to him. But I think they're playing Taylor Heineke. I just don't see that working out for him. So this is crazy. I've been saying all season this division looked like it might be a 6-10 team making the playoffs. So if the Giants do pull it off, if they end up beating Dallas and Washington, loses to Philly, we might actually have a 6-10 team hosting the playoff game. So that's just the interesting side of the NFC because, like I said, that division is so horrible. But like I said, we'll finally have a winner of this division come Sunday. So After this, I want to just go ahead and move into the NFC playoff. I mean, not playoff. Jesus, the NFC Wildcard picture, because they have a few teams that's already in it. And they still have some things to play for. And there's one team right now that's actually looking to get in. So the last thing we need to take a look at on the NFC side of things is the wild card teams. Like I said once before, the Buccaneers have officially locked up the 5 seed, which only leaves the 6 and 7 seed available. Right now, the Rams hold on to the 6 seed, and the Bears, who have been, on a winning streak lately, has snuck in their way back into playoff contention. The Cardinals were holding that spot, but they dropped the game last week to the 49ers, who's been pretty much, riddled with injuries all season, and all they had to do is get a win, and they basically would have had their spot right here. So, they basically have to win a game, and hopefully the Bears lose too, which is possible because the Bears do play the Packers, who are still, playing for that 1 seed, even though they hold it right now. If they lose to the Bears this week, and the Saints win, like I said, I've already went over the scenario. So basically just to say that the Bears don't have an easy road. They still, like I said, they just have to win. But it won't just be, a week 17 win like, some teams have to look forward to. With the Cardinals, though, they would have to get a win and hope for the Bears to lose to get into the playoffs. Which is, it's possible. The Cardinals have been a better team this season so far than the Bears, but Trubisky lately, he's been on the tail, man. So who knows what'll happen. As far as the Rams go, all they have to do is get a win. And if they don't, if they end up losing this week, they would have hope for the Bears to lose or get a tie. So pretty easy for them, because like I said, it's very realistic that the Bears will lose this week. But that pretty much wraps up the wild card round. How do I see this playing out? I honestly think the Bears have been playing good enough lately to get a win, and it could probably change the whole playoff picture from how it looked this week. Which would, shift it. It will shift, the Saints moving up into 1 seed, or even the Seahawks moving up into that spot. As for the wild card, the Rams could still get knocked out of it. So I see the Rams sticking around. I don't think they'll get knocked out. As far as the Bears go, though, not the Bears, the Cardinals. I think they might actually get eliminated, which is sad because at one point people had them as a top 10 team in the league, but they just basically been looking pretty bad lately. That offense hasn't been on fire like it was at one point. So yeah, it's very, very likely for the Cardinals to be on the outside looking in. But that was officially the playoff pictures for both sides. Of course, this was supposed to come out yesterday, but I do a horrible job of getting things out on time. But hey, I just wanted to get it out before the games happen. So, that's all I got, man. Make sure you make sure you let us know what you think down below in the comments. Subscribe, and with that, I'm out.